Hi there, Internet. This is Katie. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you've seen some of my other videos. I hope you have, because I only have like 19 views on most of them. But, yeah, hi. So, first I thought I'd give you guys a little update. It's been a while since I've uploaded a video. I'm sorry, I've just been really busy. But I'm back now, back home that is. It's summer now. And I'm back home with my family, which is really strange after living a whole 2 semesters away from them. And especially from a gender perspective, because one of the big things that happened recently, during finals week, so when I was still at college, was I went outbound for the first time. And what happened was I had given a performance earlier that day. If you don't know, in addition to being a queer activist, I also moonlight as a viola performance major, so so I do that sort of thing. But yeah, I gave a performance earlier that day, and it was at Lavender graduation, or gay kid graduation. And I'm like, hey, this is a gay event, I should go in a suit, and so I wore a suit, and I was bound. And I didn't feel like taking the binder off after I took the suit off, and so I just decided to go the rest of the day being bound. And I wasn't trying to pass or anything. I wasn't going by a different name. I just thought I'd try it out, and I actually really liked how it felt. I don't know why. Not physically. I mean, it was actually kind of uncomfortable physically. Um, well, by the end of the day, at least it was. But I don't know. I just kind of liked it. I'm almost beginning to feel like my vision of myself is complete without these things, you know? Like I'll put on an outfit and I'll be like, oh, this looks really good except for the awkward lumps on my chest. um, and so now that I've gone out like one day at least binding, I really kind of want to do it more, but the problem is that I'm back home now. And whereas at college I felt like I could explore, I was free to kind of explore gender however I wanted to, and I didn't have to live up to anyone's expectations but my own. Now I'm forced kind of back into the mold that my parents have already made for me. And binding means coming out, basically. And I'm not ready to do that with my parents. So it's really weird. I feel kind of stifled. Um, and I don't really know what to do about it. Well, the thing I wanted to talk about in this video is fear. Um, Fears that I have, how I deal with it, the concept of fear in general. Yeah. And so, going into this whole process, I had a lot of fears. And I mean, I still do. Um, Most of all, though, it was mostly fearing, not knowing. Firstly, not knowing what I am. Am I trans? Um, Not knowing what was going to happen to me, not knowing what my own face was going to look like. And I kept on trying to find these labels, going like over and over again, looking at videos of trans folk, seeing if I kind of fit the same qualifications that they do, to see if I was trans or not. And it's stressful. I fear coming out. I fear how people are going to react. I feel like I feel like I'd be closing doors on my life, and I feel like I'm not legitimate. But I came to the conclusion that I didn't really know what I was fearing in particular. It's not that something would happen to me. I mean, at least I went outbound, and I walked across campus in my suit. Nothing happened. People might have looked at me funny, but I get that anyway. And I don't really know what actual ramifications would happen for the things that I'm afraid of, but somehow I'm afraid. But one thing I've been doing a lot of recently is reading a lot of Kate Bornstein. And she talks all about making your life more worth living. I'm kind of trying to implement that philosophy into my own life. It's not so much about finding what I am as it is just taking steps to make my life more worth living, taking steps to make myself more comfortable. And when I get to a place where I am really comfortable, which I'm not right now, um, if that person that I end up becoming ends up being a trans person, then great, I'll be trans. But trying to sort out labels now and then trying to fit into that label, I think, is the wrong direction to go, and I've kind of been doing that, and so I'm really trying to get past that. It's about me finding a comfortable place, and the place where I feel like I'm being most true to myself. That's what I'm working on right now. Another thing I've noticed about fear is that it has the ability to really tear you down before you've even started building anything. I remember I used to be terrified of roller coasters. And I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with Kings Island. It's a cool theme park that's around where I live. And I never went there because I was terrified of roller coasters. But one day I was there with my friend, and I don't know how she got me to do this, but I protested a lot. But she really wanted me to go on this ride called the Vortex, which is one of their biggest ones, and it has loops and double helixes and all kinds of crazy shit. And I was terrified. And I'm like, I don't want to go on this fucking roller coaster. I was probably crying. But the thing is, one way or another, she got me on it, and I just went through with it. And I ended up having a wonderful time. Nothing bad happened. And after that, I haven't been afraid of roller coasters. And so, I feel like the same thing might just happen with all this transition genderqueer shit. Because I feel like I'll never know if I even have anything to fear until I just jump in and do it, you know? And cross the bridge when I come to it, if bad things happen. But I feel like I'm strong enough to face those. Right now, I think I'm really trying to convince myself that living my life in the best way that I can, and being the best me that I can be, being the most true to myself, is more important than fear. I think it was in the, I'm a total dork for referencing this, but I think it was in the Princess Diaries, I think, where, it was in the letter that, I don't remember her name, the lead, yeah, well, she got it from her father, years later on her 16th birthday. It said something to the effect of, courage is not the absence of fear, but rather the realization that something is more important than fear. And I think that's really what I'm trying to grasp that. I mean, it's hard because, you know, everything in all the other parts of my brain says, this is a big change, and you're gonna change your life, and you're gonna fuck everything up, and you're gonna make everyone hate you, you should run away right now. But, you know, I think that really living a life that I can truly own is more important than that fear. I've also found that I can deal with the fear more easily if I just take small steps. You know, I'm not just gonna try and transition and get like hormones and shit tomorrow, even though I've been thinking a lot about hormones. And just take small steps, you know? The hair was one. I'm wearing guys' jeans now. Oh, you can't see them, but guys' jeans. Woo! That was helpful, I know. Last year, the summer before college, I was seeing a psychologist. Not a gender therapist or anything, just a regular old psychologist, and I really liked talking to her. And so, you know, I felt like it might be worth talking to someone about this. You know, someone who's not just a friend of mine. I mean, granted, as I said, she's not a gender psychologist, but, maybe she might have something to say. So, I'm thinking of going back and talking to her. And I'm just seeing where the wind takes me right now. It's difficult. And recently, I've had a couple people, you know, I'm always searching for community. I'm just, like, searching, especially on YouTube, avidly for people who are like me. And there was this one person who I actually met. I'm assuming that she is the pronoun she prefers now, but she had a couple videos saying that she was coming out as genderqueer and that she was initiating a transition and all that. And I'm like, great, I want to go through this with you. Yay. And then in the last couple videos she posted, she's just kind of, back to normal, girly. I mean, not that she doesn't have the right to do that. I mean, it's absolutely her journey, but I almost feel like I thought I had a role model and now I'm left out in the cold. Now I'm alone, which is another thing I fear. I'm just gonna try, though, to really, live this life for myself and see what I can do to really make it the most worth living that it can be. So, yeah, those are my thoughts on my own personal fears. I hope you guys got something out of this. If there's anything that you would like me to address, any questions you want answered, any shoutouts, I don't know, if you want to say hi, please let me know. I like comments and messages a whole lot. So, yeah, I will talk to everyone later. Bye.